lot of people picking up their bags.
I'll call the February meeting of Huntington Township Planning Commission to order. Thank everybody for coming out this evening. First item of business on the agenda is the approval of the minutes of the January meeting, which you should have copies of.
Yep.
Is there any additions or corrections to the minutes as presented?
I had nothing.
None.
No.
Not hearing any. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes for record.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Motion by Jeff, second by Tom. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So moved.
Excuse me, before we begin, I noticed public comment update for agenda items isn't on here, but there is a Sunshine Act violation once again, because on the official website, I checked it as of like 5:20 to this afternoon, and it was still indicating the February 13th BOS agenda, and I've got the screenshots.
Okay, I don't know. Gus, is there anything you can address to that, or?
Well, I'll double check. Hey, you talking about the county website or ours?
No, the Huntington Township official website.
And it still has what on it?
It has the February 13th agenda for the Board of Supervisors
Supervisor, is that
meeting.
right? Okay. February 13th, all right. I sent him the one for this meeting, and I was told it was on the website, but I'll double check it.
You'll take care of that then, Gus?
Yeah,
And going forward, yes. Just check it. Because if they're not gonna be reliable, you gotta be reliable.
yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
Do you want to see the screenshots?
No, I believe you.
Yeah.
Yep. And I have the agenda, like, I thought I better check because I thought maybe there was a date mix-up. But that should also be so noted that there is a assertion of a Sunshine Act violation in the minutes.
Got that, Rod?
I got it already.
All right. Next item of business here is the zoning officer's report.
All right. All right, I issued a permit to, on 128th at Martin Dayberry on 1410 Gun Club Road. He's gonna build this himself. He's getting ready to retire and wants to convert his existing two-car garage to a shop. And he needs to build a two-car addition to the existing dwelling, so he'll have a new garage. They issued a permit on 130/25 to Adam Raver at 289 Balltown Road, and he's gonna build a two-story single-family dwelling on that 11-acre lot. I issued a permit on the 4th of February to Garmin Homes at 145 Tammy Drive. I keep driving by the place and looking. It looks to me like there's one lot left. But this is a build a two-story single-family dwelling at 145 Tammy Drive. I accepted a subdivision from, it's called 4J Farms LLC at 1010 Cranberry Road. That's used to be called the Asper Farm. It's 150 acres of land, and they're subdividing a 2-acre lot off it. I issued a permit on, well, this isn't a permit, this was a occupancy permit on 15th of February for building permit 24-027, Garmin Builders. They built a two-family, two-story, or excuse me, a single-family, two-story dwelling, and the computer cut off the address. I believe it was 122 Tammy Drive. And then they issued a permit on the 22nd of the month to, well, that's a repeat of the Martin Dayberry permit. It's a 2-car garage. Those are the only permits I issued. The other thing to kind of keep in our minds is that, well, those are the permits. There's a lot of other things going on in the township, and I've had a complaint on a mattress wasn't picked up for the large item pickup, and I called Waste Management on that, and they said they were gonna get it. Then the other thing was, the YATB had their meeting, and they have reported that so far to date, the earned income tax collections are up like 6%, which compared to what I read about the economy in general, is doing very well. Adams County in Pennsylvania is doing very well with it. I also had a complaint about some construction activity that was happening without a permit. I will investigate that. And that's about all that I have at this time.
Okay. I guess,
The supervisor's engineer's report?
Will you send me that?
The
Oh, the supervisor.
supervisors from last.
Yeah, I can do that. Here. Give me a minute, we'll get the engineer's report. All right. Open it up. There we go. There you go.
I apologize, I didn't email my new report in. I'll do that first thing tomorrow. Greenbrier Road culvert, construction continues. We've got the wing walls and the basic culvert in. They're starting to fill the road back in. We have to have the temporary culvert out by Friday as part of the permit conditions.
We can be ready for that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, as soon as we get the culvert backfilled with stone, you can drive traffic back over it.
Okay.
And then we'll put the temporary culvert crossing out. Myerstown culvert, we have the permit approval now. Plans and specs are done. I have the plans here if you care to take a look at it. What I'm looking for from the planning commission today is a recommendation to the board of supervisors to go ahead and bid the project. We're still working on subdivision land development ordinance update. I don't think Andrew made it
No,
this month.
he has to be excused.
Right. And I received a call from the Conservation District regarding EV clearing. I guess they've had some issues with their NPDS permit, but they're working through those now. I guess she was able to get in contact with the landowner. So they're still working through some stormwater issues there. For plans, we have JVI. They're here today to present the plans. We can go over that in more detail later. And another plan that was not up there is 4J Farm, one single lot subdivision. And at the request of the Planning Commission, I performed an inspection at JVI site Tuesday, February 4th. Did a complete 360 around the property, made sure everything was in accordance with the approved landscape, or erosion sediment control plans, and everything looks okay.
All right. Did you say, we need to look at that, make a recommendation on that Myerstown?
Yes, I'm looking for a recommendation, for your recommendation to the Board of Supervisors.
I'm gonna go back for a minute to White Church. What's going on there? I haven't seen that on the list of concerns before.
Well, I guess it's new. It's something that started about 8 years ago or so. I guess there was some issues with, they started working without a plan, without a permit, and it's been going back and forth, and I guess they got a permit. And then
This is the mulch place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
They had to get their permit renewal in December like everyone else. Now they're trying to terminate it, but none of the BMPs are completed from the Conservation District's point of view, so. That's, the Conservation District is working through that. And somehow we don't have a copy of the plan here on file at the township. I got plans from the Conservation District.
And how old are those?
They're like 8 years old.
Yeah. Okay, why did they call you? Why'd the Conservation District call you?
Because it's in the township.
Yeah, I understand that, but what's the role
Township needs to be
specifically?
aware of it,
Aware of?
of the situation.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out what the situation is. They're not in compliance?
Correct.
Okay.
They were trying to terminate their permit without having all the required improvements completed.
Okay,
The NPDES.
Right.
yep. Okay, so what are our next steps?
Just monitor the situation with Christine at the Conservation District.
It's up to the Conservation District to enforce it.
They're the lead at this
Completion.
point,
Yeah.
yeah, I get that. How
Made
long
us
is,
aware of it, that's.
yeah, well, how long has the Conservation District been aware of a problem there? Just when they went to terminate it?
Yeah, I don't know, probably just when they did their last inspection.
That was a project that got in the middle of Pete leaving,
Yep,
and the program was with the state, and they were waiting for permits, and they were also in court. So I wasn't aware that it wasn't done. I knew they had a retention pond in the back, Pete and I discussed that, but that's the only discussion I had about it.
well, and this is the same property that we've had multiple complaints about. Maybe not related to this, maybe.
I don't think so.
Well, I could see them relating it to it in a big hurry when you have a violation of the NPDS. I'd relate it. Okay. Well, keep us posted. These aren't good surprises.
Do we want to look at that now, or do you want to look at it later on in the meeting?
That's up to you. I mean, it's on the agenda later. It's also on my report, so you
Okay.
have the flexibility to look at it now or later.
Yeah, why don't we look at it rolling down on the agenda? All right, is that it for, all right, thank you. Next item is old business. And the first, just you have your agenda up there.
Yeah, I'm getting it up. Come on.
It's JVI report. It's Dave and Scott.
We have the clients here, we've reviewed the plan. It seems like pretty much everything's done so that conditional approval can be issued if you so choose. My comment letter is included in the packet. The only outstanding items that could be part of the approval with contingency would be the final sign and seal and signatures of the engineers, and signatures and notarization statements of the owners, approval of the engineer's cost estimate for public improvements and financial security thereof, signing and recording a stormwater BMP O&M agreement, and adding a couple more notes to the PCSM plan.
Okay.
We can let Scott talk about, give an overview of the project, where we are, and what has been done recently.
That'd be great.
Good evening. Roger Drake's with us tonight from JVI, and Dave Hadowski, our engineer. As Scott has mentioned, we're getting pretty close here. Before I forget, there is a waiver that we requested several months ago to go to preliminary/final. So when the time comes, if we could just remember to address that, I'd appreciate it.
Okay.
That being said, there's only a few items left here. They're basically cleanup items that we can work with your engineer. The two outstanding items that we have, and I think I've addressed this in prior months, is the HOP permit. The HOP, I think you've seen those recent comments. It's basically done, but it cannot be issued until we get something from the Conservation District. So we set up what we have. Hopefully that will push that through. That being said, I'm not too worried about that. The other item is that we did a major revision to the MPDES permit not long ago, several weeks ago. That is at the Conservation District. It's up to the district to determine whether or not they're going to review it in-house or if they're going to kick it up to DEP like I talked about before. Hopefully it's the former rather than the latter. If it's the former, hopefully we're done here in about 60 days, give or take. If not, we've got some work to do up at the state level. But other than those two outside agency approvals, HOP and the Conservation District, as far as what we need to address as for the municipality, I think we're pretty much there. The letter, I think, speaks for itself. Does anybody have any questions as far as the plan or what may be left or what may be going on?
They did receive approval from the Conservation District for this latest extension of activities.
Correct.
Okay.
So the future one is just the final approval of the special stormwater facility that they have to design. That comes later. That's why they pushed it off so that it wouldn't hold up this part of the process.
Right. That's in after the site's stabilized.
Right.
It goes back to that MRC concept that I talked about.
Yeah, you can't have that operating while you're at sediment control.
So we already have approval, we're getting ready to construct the sediment base.
It's actually in process.
Right, which will be converted into that MRC, so we're good to go as far as that's concerned.
Okay.
And what do you, the HOP, if that ends up getting kicked, that's the one that could get kicked back up to Harrisburg, right?
No,
No.
All technical
HO.
comments were
Right.
addressed on that. The
Okay.
only outstanding comment was a letter from the Conservation District approving the MPDS.
Okay,
and that's the one that we don't know if it's going to.
got it. Okay, I mixed up. Okay. And why would that get kicked back up?
If you read the new criteria that just came out in December, I guess, for these types of
December
permits,
14th.
somebody may interpret that MRCs have to go up to DEP for review.
Okay,
Other people may interpret it that they can be done in-house at Adams County. I'm gonna let them make that decision themselves.
okay,
But that's what the decision is going to be, whether they do it in-house, and if they do it in-house, it'll be relatively quickly. If it has to go up to DEP, that's where it could take a while.
okay. Any surprises on the site that you've run into?
No. Our geotechnical is done. We're pretty much going as much as we can.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You have people in the building, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
I thought you had for a while.
Yeah.
Okay,
The next step is we're gonna start to fill the slope, and then once we would gain ultimate approval, then we would start the actual process of building the building out back.
okay. Are you done up in Dillsburg, or you still working on that?
We're still there until we can get here.
Okay.
We just extended that lease, actually, that ran out in February for a certain period of time to buy us more time to get everything operational down here.
Okay.
You have any other questions? Colin?
I don't.
Anybody else?
Thanks for checking that. Thanks.
Do you want a copy of this waiver request for action?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should.
It was provided, I think, back in July, but nothing's changed.
July 19th. Waiver of preliminary plat. Proceed as a preliminary final.
Yeah.
I don't have any problem for, we'll need a motion, I guess, on that need a motion to waive the preliminary plan procedures and proceed with the preliminary final land development plan for the JVI site. Need a motion for that waiver.
I'll make that.
Motion by Tom, is there a second to that? Second by Kyle. Any questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
So we're recommending that to the Board of Supervisors,
Right.
correct?
Yep.
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah.
the extension request, do you guys need to make that to the board, or will the board handle that at their next meeting?
We made that to the board.
Yeah, we can pass on a recommendation to the board. Is that for the time extension?
Correct.
States it up to May, I got the date or something.
We're asking it to go till May 8th.
What the
And wait, what is it now? What's the extension now?
This,
February.
yes, this one.
Yeah, then we need it. I'm fine with
It already is made.
I was gonna say.
that. That's what I was thinking. I
Yeah,
thought we
that's it,
approved it
too.
already.
I thought
Supervisor.
that was
Yeah.
done.
Okay. So we're good till May.
Yeah, that's what I
Okay.
thought. Yeah.
Sorry.
Better say.
Are you sure?
It's better
Because I don't want to miss it if we,
Yeah.
I thought we approved May. Yeah. Maybe the month before.
Just double checking.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's fine. Okay,
All right. I guess, well, you're asking for a conditional approval on the
Favorable recommendation.
favorable recommendation for the supervisors based on
The comment letter.
comments from the township engineer. Does anybody have any thoughts on that before?
I think, I would say it's good.
I would agree.
I don't see anything holding it back.
And the PennDOT permit.
And a PennDOT permit, right? Okay. Somebody, we need to make the motion, but it'll be to recommend conditional approval of the JVI land development plan with, according to the shared design engineer's comments dated February 20th, 2025, and also the PennDOT approval.
I'll make that motion.
PennDOT approval, did
Yeah.
you say?
Permit issuance,
Permit.
Yeah, permitted.
PennDOT
permit.
permit, thank you.
I'll second it.
Motion by Jeff, second by Tom. Any questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
Thank you.
Yep,
Mr. Chairman,
Thank you.
yeah,
may I speak a second?
sure.
On behalf of JVI, I want to thank you for all your cooperation during this entire process, okay? We are going to be a good neighbor, and just to give you some insight, I live in Carlisle, but my parents lived on Wright Road in York Springs for many, many years before my dad passed, so I spent a lot of time in Adams County, but I just want to thank you for the cooperation, and we're looking forward to working with you in the future. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, I missed your name.
Roger, R-O-G-E-R, Drake, D-R-A-K-E,
Quack, quack.
G,
R-O-G-E-R, yes, ma'am.
yeah,
Drake.
what's the last name?
Drake.
Drake.
Drake is, okay, gotcha.
Maria, do you
Just
have
listen to Gus, ma'am, and he'll keep.
Yeah, I know.
do you have a question, Maria?
As a resident, I'd like to request, when we have guests in for these kind of discussions, if they could introduce themselves and give their titles, that would be very helpful. Because right now, we have Dave Harbowski, Scott Barnhart, and then this gentleman, but nobody's really introduced and given their titles, even that they're from JVI, or if they're an outside consultant. So if we could,
Scott, didn't you introduce everybody?
I thought so.
Okay.
We didn't have titles. Marie's point's right, that we didn't have titles, so
Yeah,
We
it's
did
good to have
what?
titles.
Oh,
It's good to have
okay.
titles.
yeah.
Okay.
I thought he was a real estate agent for JVI.
Okay,
Thank you.
Yeah.
okay,
Thanks.
thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right.
Have a good evening.
You too,
Roger.
thanks.
Thanks for coming.
I don't know.
Gus, what's that next?
What's
What?
That next,
the LCDM report, what's that?
That's
Well, I know who it is, but I just don't know what the report is.
That's the
That's
cam
the-
equipment.
Yeah,
oh,
oh, you were.
That's your neighbor.
I know, but what's the report? You
No,
put it on the agenda, I
reported that
didn't.
They started on the weather let up, and they got their stone drive into the overhead doors.
Okay.
And they cleaned up the site. I think it looks a lot better.
Hey, lots look a lot better.
And we're waiting for their next step, which they'll have to come in here and present to us.
Okay. Did you ever ask them to shut off those lights that point to the, I guess that would be,
Are they still on?
well, the last I saw them, but that was not real recent, they were still on, and I had a neighbor that they bother, saying, are we
Okay.
ever gonna get those lights shut off?
Yeah.
So if they shut them off, it's been within the last week or so. I
I'll
understand
check-
the need for security, but
I'll check. with
they
them.
light up
Well-
acres and acres with that.
it's bright.
It's very bright. And once the leaves get on the tree, it won't matter, but they're lighting up a lot of neighbors.
All right.
Thank you.
So I guess next issue is, number 3 is Myerstown Road. Is that that's the,
That's the plan. The project is very, very similar to the Greenbrier Road. Similar structure, similar size, similar cost.
But not dirt and gravel, correct?
Not dirt and gravel, loopholes and hoops to jump through.
So when you say similar cost, where are we on this?
About 340,000.
How much?
340.
because this affects me. Was that a
And
box culvert?
Aluminum box, yeah.
Aluminum box.
Same as Greenbrier.
Is it the same as, is that the same agreement? Refresh my memory, because we were gonna pay for one or both of these out of the county/state's budget thing, and that ended up, where are we on that?
Yeah, this is all ours.
From what I understand, you should ask Pat, but from what I understand, that money went to the dump truck.
Oh, okay, we just reallocated.
Right.
Okay,
So I don't know how much of that money's left.
okay, all right. But wasn't there also crossover year that we could get one in each year? And I recognize it's fungible, if we did it to something else, that was the supervisor's decision, but weren't we able to get them both under that program because of the staggered nature?
No, that would have to be a separate application and a separate year.
I thought it was.
Yeah, I thought it was too.
Well, then this wouldn't be done this year, it would have to go on through to next year, because the first one took so long to get going.
Okay. Okay.
Didn't the supervisor decide?
The first one we were trying to have done last.
Different years.
Yeah, and then this one.
But
This one.
Netting,
Okay.
that's netting.
Let's see, we use that as a loading area now.
Temporary erosion control netting.
So has the temporary been built on this one?
Oh, no, there's not gonna be a temporary road crossing.
There isn't?
It's gonna be closed.
Okay. Oh,
The last page is,
Completely, okay.
the last page is a detail plan.
okay.
Did you get what I'm getting at?
There's a way to go around it, unlike Greenbrier.
And this will be a lot faster that way. This road will probably only be closed for about 4 weeks.
Okay. Yeah, Greenbrier is rough, because you only have one way in.
This area here, Scott. Is that, what's that compared to what's there?
It'll be restored to the meadow condition that's there now.
Well, we got those trees there and we gotta be able to work on that.
Right, I have your tree line here.
Okay, what about these trees here at the creek?
I have your tree line here.
You have the trees blocked off, because we'll be able to, we're gonna need to be turning here because it's gonna be in the summer. You understand what I mean? We spray in, spray out.
Can you come in from a different direction?
This one you can't, because you got to spray along that line. These here, we could probably back in from this end and then go up. You understand what I'm getting at? They're short roads.
Okay.
But this one, no.
I'm just trying to get this done
Okay.
before your apple harvest.
But I'm just saying they have to be sprayed every 7 to 10 days. So we can't block that area.
Maybe you can work out something with the contractor.
Yeah, we'll
or-
figure
Something out in the field and everything,
Yeah,
for
that's,
construction.
it's either that or doing apple harvest.
Because I'm not worried, I mean, if we can make the turns, get in there to get, because it's a bare loading area now.
Right.
That's what,
And there's a hole here
yes.
in the guy line that comes out.
Yes.
That's something else you have to work around.
Well, we work around that now, we stack bins alongside of it.
Right.
That's the way we work with it. And one row is this side of the pole, the other row is this side of the pole. Okay.
Those are all apple.
I actually have an easement for you. Since you're the property owner, there's a copy of the agreement.
I haven't been up there. I don't think I've ever been up there once.
I've been up a couple of times, but not recently.
Yeah, you look over it, there's license.
So we need a motion to recommend this to the supervisors. That it go out to bid, right?
Yeah, you need to go bid. And you had two bidders on Greenbrier. You gonna get two on this one?
If not, we'll have to bid it twice. State law.
Not sure. See what you get, this is your estimate, and see what they come in at there. If they're hungry. I don't know how construction is right now.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm sure it'll, it'll go a lot smoother. I mean, these cool temperatures have really hampered them.
mhm.
Going to have to construct that bypass, temporary.
Yeah, that makes a big
Oh, man,
difference.
You say that's aluminum.
What a pain.
Well, I'll guarantee that price is gonna be going up.
For the aluminum part, but we don't have to do a bypass on this, I mean, that makes a
Yeah,
pretty big difference.
that's gonna save a lot of time.
That's a pretty big
and
deal, that
material.
bypass over there. And they did it well. I'm looking at it saying, let's just use the bypass and forget about the culvert.
All right.
We need a motion, right?
Yes,
Okay, Ron made the motion to, look forward, making a motion to recommend this to the Board of Supervisors
to go to bid.
to bid.
I'll second.
Tom second, right?
Second by Tom. Any other questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so moved.
And those plans will stay here, feel free to review them. If
Can
you
I
have
see
any
the
questions between now
cost
and then,
sheet?
Yeah.
please email.
That's a bruiser, that one.
Yeah, who knows where that metal price will go?
Yeah.
Spring one, let go of it.
Yeah.
Oh, you got it.
So I guess I would have a question. If these come back with that in mind, and the cost goes up drastically, I mean, we already talked about that we thought these were gonna be in 2 different years for that county funding. So if that is the case, can this be pushed down till next year to try to get that money for 26? What's the thought?
Good point.
Paul's shaking his head no.
Not, is it that bad shape?
Just don't, it doesn't fit the timing.
It's gonna soon need plates through the cross.
Well,
Okay.
what is this? Is it corrugated metal?
For years, not gonna
Yeah,
work.
it's
probably
Or corrugated metal and it's rotting out?
Because we got probably almost 100 tractor trailers coming down that, you know.
When would this start under this schedule?
When would construction
Yeah,
start?
construction.
June 1st.
Yeah. What's the time frame? I hope we sell.
Probably
Said 4
two,
weeks.
2 months, 2.5 months. Just to have the road closed would be about 4 weeks.
4 weeks, okay.
But there's gonna be ancillary work before and after that.
Yeah,
closure.
that's a big difference from apple
Just so the road
harvest.
takes about the middle of August.
Yeah, that would be fine. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
2005.
I mean, we gotta run around for the other stuff,
Right. No, that was my goal, was to get it done before August.
because
Yeah,
then. you
the real
can-
problem is at this
Then
point,
it starts to
is
roll.
that we didn't get
Yeah.
Greenbrier in last year.
All right,
You're looking between
That's
corn.
the issue.
let's move on to the Board of Supervisors for their
Sounds good.
actions. So,
Yeah, that's appropriate.
Review saldo recommendations,
Darn it.
Nothing tonight.
nothing.
Andy's not here. Do we know Andy wasn't gonna be here?
He sent me, his office sent me an email, said he wouldn't be here.
Okay,
Okay.
all right. Moving on to new business, subdivision for 4J Farm.
Yep.
Scott,
Good evening. We're proposing a subdivision of a 2-acre parcel from the 4J Farm, which is, as you might know, the Jody and JC Asper Farm. They have 148 acres, and we're proposing a 2-lot subdivision at the intersection of Oxford and Old Ziegler Mill Road for single-family residential purposes. Done soil testing and prepared and submitted a planning module. We have engineer review comments that we have addressed. Scott hasn't had a chance, I don't think, to look at that, but those plans are in front of you. And county basically didn't have any comments at all. And I'm asking for a recommendation to the supervisors tonight.
Are there any
We've already been through Tyrone Township, Planning Commission and supervisors. So nothing's going on in their township, so.
Big part of the 140's in their township, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
the part of the property crosses over in the,
But not the two,
but
not
not
the
the 2
subdivision.
acres, no.
Scott,
And-
you haven't,
Go ahead.
Scott, you haven't had a chance to look at the revisions yet?
I just received a letter.
Will the driveway come out on Oxford or?
I presume Old Ziegler Mill Road, since there's a farm lane already
Right.
into that area.
Okay.
And are they building on this, Scott? What's going on here?
They're gonna build a single-family dwelling.
Okay.
Their daughter, Emily,
Is that the horse, like the horse farms right there, right
Yeah.
next to?
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
It's right on the corner of,
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Ziegler
old,
Mill and
the old
Old
road
Ziegler.
back
Yeah.
to Oxford, yeah.
Trying to picture
This is where I have the big Belgian
that. Okay, got it.
stuff solar farm.
First test was okay.
Yes.
I seen the flags and
Did you ask if the perk test was okay? That's a miracle.
yeah, that's kind of surprised me
Yeah.
there.
What passed for Sand Mountain?
Yes.
Still a miracle.
Have you had any perk tests in the township that was okay for conventional or isn't there
they
anything
don't
anymore
approve
that
those.
makes it?
Yeah, I think those are over,
There,
I think.
there are a few areas that you can get approved for conventional, but
Probably up in
So-
the orchards, up in the orchard area.
Yeah, those are done, I'm afraid.
yeah, you need at least 4 foot of
Topsoil.
Yeah,
good soil.
that's hard to find.
And for sand, what do we need, 2?
What's that?
For sand, 2 feet?
That depends on the design. I
I
mean,
think 22 inches.
22,
yeah. You gotta have
18 inches minimum, I think, to rock, I think it is.
So you're looking for, is this a conditional? You haven't looked at
Not the second plan.
the second plan, so I don't know.
Comments are relatively simple. There's nothing that can affect the design or anything.
It is a very simple plan, it's just a one.
It looks like it's.
Yeah,
So Scott, what are you asking then, us to recommend an approval to the supervisor's condition upon final review of Scott?
Of Scott's comments, yes.
Yeah, that's because I don't want to do without that.
I mean, this is the first we've seen the plan.
Yeah,
And I know you want to get it done as quick as possible. This board hasn't seen the plan yet until tonight. so-
And I don't know where the planning module stands.
Yeah, that should be,
I can check with Doug tomorrow.
you're good.
I don't feel comfortable just passing it on the first night to see the plan. I mean, it's,
Okay,
I'd like to move it along, but make sure everything's covered. And I rely on Scott, our engineer, to do that final review.
when did you submit this to the townships?
Very beginning of the month.
Okay.
But the revision came in tonight.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
understand.
Well, there needs to be a non-building waiver.
Actually, we've done a planning module.
Yeah, planning
I didn't
module.
realize that there was a planning module submitted, so that comment does not apply.
Okay.
Done.
Do we have county comments on this?
Yes.
They're on
It's
their
in our-
packet.
I lost track of them here somewhere.
They're right.
This one.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything on them. They're down here.
Maybe I didn't get them.
It's 2 pages.
No,
Except I don't like
I didn't get a
that one
copy.
comment they made. Here, the ordinance is not written the way they stated their comment.
Which one was that?
The one about subdividing where farming is not feasible.
This is,
Yeah.
you have this one here, this is the county comments for it,
All right.
for 4J, and then this is ours.
Yeah, I have that.
You have this,
I have that.
you can take this. I don't know where yours went, but that might be next.
Okay, then
That doesn't matter.
let's defer.
Here's
Why
the,
does county comments have Latimer Township in it?
I've seen that.
They always have typos somewhere on all their comments that are submitted.
Where you see
Says
that?
Latimer Township.
Well, let's cross that out. Oh, no, that's 2000, so.
Yeah, it's typical clean and green comment.
They
as
are
far as
aware of
taxes.
that.
Pardon me?
They are aware of the clean and green rollback.
Yes,
Correct, okay.
on the 2 acres, yeah.
Yeah.
County, county comments are about certification, which, you know, you have to get it signed and notarized and all of that, I know that.
It's here.
So are you saying you addressed this February 6th review?
Yes.
But I can't say that our township engineer has recommended it yet, because he hasn't seen the, he hasn't had it long enough to check those
Don't we have
revisions.
Aren't these your comments?
The original comments.
the original comment
From the
before
original
the revision.
submission.
Oh,
Without the
okay.
revision.
Okay.
And the revision, the additional ones came in, what'd you say, today? Yesterday?
Yeah, just today.
Yeah.
Can you conditionally recommend it as, on the recommendation of Scott if he finds it's okay?
You know, the problem I have with that, Jeff, is
I'm just asking.
that's where we, yes, but we ran into that issue with another project, if you remember,
I did.
where we were torturing people here to make approvals with stuff that came in 5 minutes ago, because
Yeah.
it's not a big deal.
I know.
I don't doubt that you probably have addressed most everything on here, but I need to hear from the township engineer before we can recommend approval out of here.
I also like to point out that the property, 4J Farm property, is going to be going into Land Conservancy. And we'd like their approval also, so and everything, so we can finalize that information as well as address that on the plan also.
That's interesting. There's a county, was that in the county
No,
submission? I didn't see it. Okay.
Conservancy or,
Land Conservancy of Adams County.
okay, it's not the, oh, shoot.
It's not ag preservation.
Okay.
Okay, that's what I was trying to get out, okay.
Yeah, Land
It's Land
Conservancy is
Conservancy.
not county,
No.
No,
Privately funded.
right.
Well, we don't have the planning module. That's, I have to have that so I can sign off on that.
Yeah, well, I got the books, so I can get that with you.
What's the board think?
I would propose we defer to the next meeting when we have the whole package and Scott's comments.
We can finish it up and it'll be done
Be done.
deal then.
And be done.
and pass it off to the supervisors and without a lot of conditions.
It's just good
So that'll be
public
March.
policy to do it that way, and I hope we aren't inconveniencing you, but that's good public policy.
No, we have 90 days.
Okay.
Okay. Well, based on that, I'll entertain a motion to table the plan until the March meeting.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Tom.
Don't see any issues.
Ron? Ron made the
Ron,
second.
yeah.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
Thank you.
Yeah, if
Thank you.
It don't look like we're
Looks
gonna have any
fine,
problems,
yeah.
yeah. It just, we get,
Yes. There's a lot of scar tissue on this board, on this issue. Yep.
we don't have this sewage margin.
Yeah, okay, I know.
And this is everything, this is completely revised and what it's gonna be. It is, correct?
So Scott, which, did you get a copy of this, or do you want one?
Yeah, he just.
You have one, okay.
See you, Scott.
Actually, I'm gonna keep one.
All right.
I'm gonna see.
Okay, that next item is a notice of the PAG NPDS general permit coverage for EB clearing.
Yeah, that was the next step that came out of the issue with the Conservation District and the owner. They come to an agreement that they were able to extend the permit even though it was getting close to expire. And based on that, as part of that requirement, the township is notified for that, and that's what that letter is. It's notifying the township that the permit's been extended.
So this permit now is into 2029, December 7th,
Right.
to
Yeah,
2029,
it's 5 years.
5-year increments.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're just being
Yeah, I think-
notified, we don't have to do nothing about it.
No, it's totally informational only.
Yeah, that was was that in the emails that Gus sent out?
Yeah.
Copy of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I read that.
Copy of the permits and the letter from the Conservative District, yeah.
Okay. All right, moving on is number 3. Gus, you have it on there for future consideration.
Well, we don't have to do that now. I was hoping that Andy
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
be here because
Yeah.
he was doing some research on it.
Exactly, he was looking at all of these.
Yeah, we asked him about that.
Yeah,
So
which I think is the right approach. I mean,
Yeah.
if there's a willingness,
we can entertain a motion to table
Yeah.
it.
I would.
We need a motion to table. Well, you mean that item?
Isn't, I
Well-
thought this was gonna be part of what Andy's doing.
In the saldo, right?
Yeah,
well, it's really not, that's not exactly right. It's
No.
not part of the saldo, but it's part of the county effort to update our,
That's
Our
something
code.
we're gonna add.
We have to update our zoning
yeah,
ordinance.
so it really isn't in what we're doing now. It would be
no,
additional
no,
to what
not
we're
what we're doing, but what he's
Yeah.
going to be doing.
Correct.
Yeah, these are uses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So there's
precisely,
Yeah.
zoning.
precisely.
There's
Yeah.
zoning
So,
issues.
Yeah,
until
but
we
it'd be
get to
better to
that
have it here.
point,
And it's just discussion, it's not an
Yeah.
action item, so it doesn't have to be tabled.
I don't
Right.
think we need to
Don't
table it.
wanna take
It's just a discussion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
We'll
not,
take it up when
Wait till
Andy's
next
ready to
meeting.
take it up with us.
it's not something that's on a timeline that we need to.
No.
no, it's gonna be taken care of when he does all the other,
Yep.
the next steps that he's gonna be doing.
Was there any other new business
No,
by the
this
board?
time.
I guess. Moving on, then I guess is public comment. Maria,
Okay, you took actions tonight, and because of the violation of the Sunshine Act, I hope you'll check with Solicitor Todd King to see, because it's my understanding, and I'm not an attorney, that's why I'm asking you about Todd King, that any actions taken would be null and void. You would have to do all the motions like next month after it's on, because the public wasn't notified, since there was no agenda posted.
Is it posted out here?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we'll check with Todd.
Yeah, we'll
Yep, thank you.
check into that. Any other public comment from the? All right. Nothing else. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I want to point something
Oh,
out.
wait.
I didn't see the drawings on that Myers Town Road
Right.
culvert, not Myersville. Does it say Myers Town on there and not Myersville?
Okay. On
I just
the
wanna be correct.
engineer's estimate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is Myerstown.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the
Where
estimate.
does it say Myersville?
On the,
Engineer's
on the
estimate.
engineer's estimite.
Oh,
That was my mistake.
Okay.
It's Myerstown everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't have
All right.
that.
Because
So when
I-
it goes to bid, you gotta
I
correct.
noticed that mistake somewhere else, and I checked everything.
Should I go to Ross?
That's what-
Yeah,
That's, everything is, I double checked, everything's Myerstown.
okay.
Okay,
I caught it somewhere else. Don't check.
okay, I've entertained a motion to adjourn. Is there
I'll make that motion.
Second.
motion by Jeff, second by Kyle, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Nobody opposes adjournment.
No,